following video has been brought to you by Vintage RV.
All right, so we are back with another video here working on our 1975 Boler renovation. And I believe this is the third video of us working on the front dinette conversion. And so, in the last couple of videos, you guys have seen us basically construct the thing from the ground up. We built this hole, we made a table, we installed it with our lagoon mount, and now today we're looking to make it just a little bit prettier. So the plan is to just finish it with some epoxy resin kind of all around these corners, make them look nice, and then hopefully when it's dry, we can sand it, we can prime it, and that'll be the end of the front dinette conversion. So with this epoxy resin and the hardener, all it takes is one full pump, like so, to one pump of hardener, and that's the proper ratio and the proper mix for your resin. We want to make sure we roll out a lot of it back onto the tray, and we don't want it overly wet. Okay, so now we're kind of at the part where I don't know if I should continue or if I should just stop because it doesn't look too bad. I think what I'm going to do is I've got a little extra fiberglass cloth left over from previous in this project, and what I'm going to do, I think, is cut this cloth into just thin strips and then just kind of form it along the edges and down to kind of where the table catches on the trim or on the molding, and try to make it look smooth and kind of all one piece. Where the old table used to sit, that is kind of what I'm looking for. Alright, we're going to take a quick pause to show you guys something that I've been really excited to share. Introducing today's sponsor, Vintage RV, and their newest products on the market, their 100-watt flexible solar panels. Now these aren't just any solar panels. They're ultra thin at just 2 millimeters and incredibly flexible. They have the ability to bend up to 270 degrees. That means you can install them in various arc seams with a curvature of less than 60 degrees. And with double fiberglass protection, they're incredibly durable and resistant to damage. So one reason why I'm really excited to be partnering up with Vintage RV for these flexible 100-watt solar panels is because of just that. They are flexible to 270 degrees. And I was a little skeptical at first because our Boler, our Vintage RV here, it's very curved. And so in my mind, the struggle was, how am I ever going to mount a solar panel on this curved body of our RV? But these will completely solve that issue. Now, the best part about these panels is that they are super, super lightweight. And I mean very lightweight. They are less than 4 pounds each, and they are perfect for structures just like the Boler, which really can't hold much weight on the roof. And installing them is a snap. Just clean the surface, apply adhesive with a caulking gun, press the panel on, and you're good to go in 48 hours. Now, I have to advise you guys to not let the lightness of these solar panels fool you. These panels pack a punch with their pioneering structural design and offer a unique ETFE covering and multi-thermal insulating layers. Now you can bank on these solar panels working efficiently even in the most extreme temperatures. Now you can get a solar charge in temperatures even as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit. And you want to know the icing on the cake? Vintage RV offers a 10+ 2-year warranty for purchases made on their official website. Talk about peace of mind. Now, to further explain my excitement about how excited I am about these solar panels, I have been blown away with how they've been performing, even just experimenting them outside here in mid-December in North Idaho. If you're interested in checking out these 100-watt flexible solar panels, you can use my discount codes DANNY14 for 14% off on bougerv.com or Danny10 off for 10% off on Amazon. Take it from me, you guys have to head over to Vintage RV and check out their 100-watt flexible solar panels.
They are an absolute game changer for any RV or boat owner, and I can't recommend them enough. Now, let's get back to our Boler front dinette conversion.
So obviously I have resin already on here. It's going to be sticky, so it should attach right to it. Kind of like so. So I've been out here for hours trying to fiberglass in just the molding or the trim pieces, if you will, that hold the table in place. And I kind of mentioned before, and if I didn't, it's been really hard to press the fiberglass cloth and make it stick into the walls, if you will. And so when I press it, and then when I press it below, it creates like a bubble or an air pocket of the cloth right in front of each little wooden piece. It's hard to explain, but I'll kind of show you. And I'm hoping that when it cures, it'll be completely hard, and I'll probably do another coat of fiberglass just to make it extra strong. But it kind of looks cool, and I think it'll sand out, and I think it'll have a really good aesthetic to it. But before I call it a night, I think I'm going to try to wrap these corners right here with the little bit of remaining fiberglass cloth that I have left. All right, so we spent about 4 hours on basically just laying fiberglass around the corners just to try to make it look nice and decent. So it took a long time. There's a big learning curve to doing this, so we're gonna let it cure overnight or maybe for a couple of days, and then come back when it's hardened, do some sanding, and then we'll probably apply another coat of fiberglass. So we'll see you guys in a couple days. So it has been a couple of days since we last applied our fiberglass and our resin. Everything's cured, everything is hardened, and it's looking pretty decent. I'm happy with how it turned out for the most part. However, I'm not loving how this kind of rounded edge that I tried to do came out. It was kind of an unintentional idea that I came up with, just stretching the fiberglass mat around this trim. It kind of created a hollow area, as I kind of pointed out earlier, and I don't love it. It's uneven, it's flimsy, and I'm not convinced that it'll actually hold up over time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my oscillating tool and just kind of zip that hollow piece off kind of along the whole entire perimeter of this, and then we'll sand it all, even the surfaces down here and whatnot, and then we'll apply more resin, sand one more time, and then hopefully we can prime. That'll be the next step. Alright, so our first sanding coat is done, and my next plan in this build is we're going to do a whole nother coat of resin, let it cure for a few more days, and then sand it one more time, and then I'm hoping that we can paint it or prime it. So it's been about 1 week since we worked on the front dinette last, and I did a little off-camera work, just more painting on fiberglass resin. I did film it just a little bit, but just to explain it, there were just a couple spots that I wanted to hit before we moved on to the next step, and I didn't really think it needed to show you guys minutes and minutes of me painting on more resin. So I did that, and so we've got about 2.5, 3 coats right now of fiberglass resin in this area. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do some sanding. Bought a new orbital sander from, you guessed it, my store, Harbor Freight. We'll see how long this one lasts. And actually what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to sand the front dinette, and then we're actually going to sand just the whole bunk area, which I really wasn't intending on doing. And then we bought some handy dandy primer, and then we're just going to paint over the whole kind of bunk area, the front dinette, and it should make it look quite a bit better and finished. And then we'll move on to the next step of this entire Boler restoration. So let's get into some sanding. So we're almost to the painting. We just got to do a little more surface prep, and I just want to wipe everything down really well with acetone or nail polish remover, and just get up all the dust that I can before we actually go to paint or prime. So right here, this is coat number 2 that we're working on, and I really like this primer already because it only takes about an hour to cure enough for the second top coat or to do another top coat. So I'm hoping that with 3 coats this evening, we'll be able to make it look pretty good. Introducing to all of you guys for the first time, finally, we've had this Boler I think since August. It's almost January, and I finally finished the very first project that we started on it, the front dinette conversion. It has taken so long, and I am so happy to finally be done with it. It came out pretty good. I'm actually really excited with how it turned out. It's not perfect. One of the reasons why I chose this project to start with, because I knew there'd be a lot of fiberglass work, there was going to be a lot to learn, and I wanted to practice all that on an area of the Boler that I knew was going to be covered with cushions and if I made a mistake, it wouldn't be very noticeable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And there are definitely parts that, you know, have some character, especially kind of down here within the box where I did fiberglass work, where I didn't get the resin completely sanded. You can see there's some rough spots, there's some bumps. These corners don't look all that great, but I am going to do trim kind of along some of the edges and everything, and that'll hide a lot of the imperfections. But overall, I'm super excited about it. I want to show you guys what it looks like with the Lagoon style table mount up and in place. It doesn't look too bad. I'm really happy. Finally, I'm just so glad to be done because we can work on something else and I can show you guys a little bit different real estate in this camper. It's been this like straight view. I've been able to change the angles like just a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. So now that the table is completely up, you guys can kind of get an idea of what it'll look like, how it will function. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in the down position with the original cushion on top of it all. Completely different. We have a fully usable bunk or a couch now, and that was the whole goal behind making the front dinette. So again, it's still not done. When the time comes when all of the Boler is pretty much completely finished, completely worked on, we're going to paint it some color that Tessa has in mind. I'm not really sure what it's going to be like yet. It's not going to be white. It'll probably look a lot better in here, but for now, pretty darn happy with how it came out. If you guys enjoyed the build of our front dinette conversion and want to see what we do next here on our 1975 Boler, be sure to leave a big thumbs up on this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the Idaho Panhandlers. We will see you on the next video here on our restoration. Thanks for watching.